Hello everybody and welcome back. It's Mrs. Barber with your daily message, and I'm happy to come to you today. There's lots of science coming your way, and I know you love science so much, so I'll show you what I got in case you need to pause the video, but you can use different items in the end. I got a tub of water. It's just a glass bowl of water and some foil today. And then I'll show you what happened with our celery that we put in colored water earlier this week. So you can kind of use your imagination right now. I'm not going to show you yet. What color do you think soaked up the most in our old celery? Was it the red dye or the blue dye? Oh my goodness, I can't even talk. So it's Friday, and you know it's Fun Friday. We have a super special yoga guest coming to our class today. And I am excited. Fun Fridays are always our favorites in class. The story I got today is from a very special place. It's from a lady who lives in New York, and she heard that our class likes books, and she donated. I have a wish list, and sometimes I share it. And this lady bought us 11, count them, 11 books. It's pretty crazy. She doesn't know us, but I showed a picture of my dining room, not your faces. And I said, this is where the children learn now. And she said, oh my gosh, I want to get the children some books. So I made a wish list, and Super Satya Saves the Day is on the wish list. She reminds me a bit of you guys, some of you guys. So maybe you can see yourself in this story. Everybody in this story does not have yellow hair or red hair. Maybe it looks a little bit like you or somebody you know. And that's why I picked this story, Super Satya. This is my very first time reading it. I tried to not even take a peek because sometimes I like to discover books with you. There's a dedication page. It's by Reiki Merge and Ani. And pictures by Tim Palin. Hey, honk, honk, squeak, 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 beep, beep. It was a loud day on a loud street in the very loud town of Hoboken. The fire trucks made fire truck noises, the police cars made police car noises, and the swings at the church square were extra squeaky. And the knot in Super Satya's stomach felt super tight. How was she supposed to do all the things that superheroes do if her superhero cape was stuck at the dry cleaners? Satya wished they could have picked the cape up on the way to school, but the dry cleaner was closed. Super Mama said she was super late to work, and they couldn't wait for the store to open. They did stop for coffee, though. They always stopped for coffee. Mama says if she doesn't have enough coffee, her head will explode. Today is going to be the worst, Super Satya thought as they headed to school. All of her superhero powers were in the cape that Super Mama made for her. And there was just no way her super senses were going to work without it. It sounds like Super Satya is starting the day off in a way that does not feel great. And sometimes, especially these days, we wake up and we're like, this day does not feel great. I don't have this and I don't have that. So you can relate to Satya. Maybe there's some things you want, like hugs from your cousin or playing on the jungle gym, and you can't have them right now. Rose had a hard time with that today, thinking about summer camp and how she couldn't have it, and we had to sit together and think about the things that we could have and to let the sadness happen. You know, like I said before, it's okay if there are some sad feelings, not to push them away, to accept that when you let go of things, sometimes it doesn't feel great. Super Satya is thinking today is not going to be great, but we know it's a children's book, so I think her day is going to turn right around. Look at her super cool teacher. At school, Miss Karina was teaching the class about communities. Satya was excited to build her own city, but she couldn't get the structures quite right. She knew it was because she always did her best thinking with her cape on her back. Satya slumped in her chair. Nothing was going right today. That's when she spotted Tanya, her friend Jahan's lost T-Rex. Tanya had been missing for days, and Jahan had been super sad. Super Satya scooped Tanya up and ran over to Jahan, who hugged his pal Satya so tight she felt some super breath leave her belly. Super Satya, you did it! You found her! You really are a hero, Jahan said. Not without a cape, Satya thought as the class headed out for an afternoon walk. Tweet, 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 bloot, bloot, toot, toot, chirp, chirp. Outside, the boats were making boat noises and the birds were making bird noises. It was very loud. Suddenly, Super Satya heard a sound that didn't belong. It was a gentle whisper coming from somewhere near the grass. As she got closer, the noise got louder. A scared set of puppy eyes peeked out from behind the trash can. Don't worry, little friend. We'll find your family, Super Satya whispered. Tweet, 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 bloot, bloot. Leo! Chirp, chirp. In the distance, a boy was holding a leash, running around shouting, Leo! Leo! Come here, buddy! He looked just as scared as the dog. I think he's over here, Super Satya called to the boy. He looks really scared and I heard him crying. His collar is too big for him, said the boy. Thank you for finding him. I love him so much and I was really worried. You must have some super hearing to have heard his little cry with all this noise out here. Super Satya walked a little straighter on the way back to school. Her super eyes and ears seemed to work just fine without the cape. After school, Satya was missing her cape more than ever. Today was the day she had planned to conquer the tallest slide in Hoboken. But there was no way that was happening without her trusty cape. Forget it. But then, Super Satya started thinking about the day. She thought about all the super things she had done and all the friends she had helped. I wonder, do I really need my cape? With a quick nod and wink to her super dada, Super Satya ran up the steps and took her spot at the top of the slide. Whoosh, whoosh, honk, honk, chirp, chirp. She was scared, but she was also super excited. Without thinking about anything else, she let go. You did it, Dada exclaimed as he picked her up and gave her a kiss. You are super brave. On the way home, Super Dada and Super Satya stopped at the dry cleaner, just like Super Mama said they would. The cape was pressed and ready. Thanks, Mrs. Markowitz. You always take such good care of my cape, Satya said as she left the shop. Having her cape back sure felt great, Satya thought as she draped it over her shoulders. But she knew her day was super because she was Super Satya. I sure did love this story. This is a brand new one to me. I love Super Satya. I like that some things happened in her day to help her realize that it was she that was special, not her token. Sometimes something can make us feel more comfortable, but it's what's inside that really counts. It's not your teddy bear or your shirt. It's really your heart. Super Satya, that gets a 10-star from me. I love that one. I hope you did too. I'm having allergies. I went on a walk today with Russell and Rose. And all the flowers are in bloom, and it makes my nose allergy-ish, allergy-licious. Okay, I found a poem. In Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends, one of the greatest children's poets of all time. Homemade boat. This boat that we just built is just fine. And don't try to tell us it's not. The sides and the back are divine. It's the bottom, I guess we forgot. They made a boat with no bottom. That's so silly, because the bottom is the most essential part. Okay, here we go. It is boat making time. So at your home, you have water and you have some kind of a bucket, whether it's a sink or a bucket or whatever. You might not have tinfoil until you get your super special science pack from Mrs. Barber. I'm making you super special science packs, and it will include some foil so we can do this challenge together. But right now, you may not have foil, so you're going to have to get creative and see what else you can make a boat out of. So I'm just going to try to fold this into a boat that will float. That's a rhymer. A boat that will float. And I'm just doing an experiment. I'm not looking up how to do it on the computer, although research is awesome. You could do some research, figure out how to make a boat. I know that boats are flattish on the bottom, little boats, you know. And they have raised sides so the water doesn't go in. And I have Mr. Gnome. He would like to take a boat ride. He does not want the Shel Silverstein boat. I'm kind of making it like a bowl, really. I'm just going to make a boat and see if it floats. And then I'm going to show you the celery and we will be done for today. We will probably do a second boat challenge. All right, is my boat floating? It is. Would you like to take a ride, Mr. Gnome? I sure would. Da-da-da. Oh, you knocked me over. I knocked him over. I think he wants to take a nap. There is no water going in my boat. I wonder if there will be water tomorrow if I left it overnight. Probably Aya the cat would drink it. That is how to make a boat, but you can use other materials around your house and tell me what you use. And see what floats and what doesn't float. Even paper can work. Okay, dun-dun-dun. In your mind, say red or blue, or even out loud. One of those colors will be maybe soaked up more. Or if you want to, you can say tie. Okay, here is the blue. And I can see the ink has gone up the side. I'm going to go find a ruler really fast. I should have been prepared, but that's okay because I'm just making these up. Thinking of ways to make your at-home adventure a little bit easier with some activities and poems and stories. And so sometimes I don't have the thing on my table. So I bought these cool rulers and you can measure with centimeters or inches, and they will also be in your super fun science pack that I'm sending to your house. So I can see that there's some brown in the celery stem. And I can see that the celery's blue that I can see with my eyes very clearly is about 4 inches. About 4 inches. About 4 inches. Red, let's go and see what you are. There's some brown, but that might just be that it's discolored. The red, I can see soaking up the celery. I can see more. I can see 6.5 on red. You try it yourself and see what happens. So I think that that means that the red dye just shows more because it's more contrasting. But I don't know why. You know what I have to do as a scientist? I have to try again. I have to do the experiment again and see what happens next time. That's what scientists do. Until next time, I love you very much. Take care of yourself and your mom and dad. Go on outside adventures. Make a boat. Go on a treasure hunt and tell me what it's like. I love you. Bye-bye.